Well, welcome to the regular engineering committee meeting of July 17th, 2024. It is 4:31. Call the meeting to order, and please stand for the pledge. Thank you. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. Roll call, both directors are present and staff. Approval of the agenda, is there any changes to the agenda?
There are no changes.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
A motion to approve the agenda?
Agenda, I'm sorry. Second it, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Agenda passes. Public comment, is there anybody? There's nobody in the audience. Is there anybody online?
Nobody online.
Must be summer. Okay. Item 3 then is approval of the minutes.
A motion to approve the minutes?
Flying through this. I'll second it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Minutes passed. That brings us to item 4, a West Day recharge study.
I had a meeting with Melody Bailey and Matthew Johnson with Mojave Water today. They're progressing with the design and mitigation factors such as dust and soundproofing for when they drill the monitoring wells. So they're moving forward.
Sounds good. Can use the water. Is there any, I don't remember, was there any even concept of a timeline for it?
They did not provide one.
Yeah, okay. Still too far out. Any other questions?
No, thank you.
Okay. Item 5, discussion regarding the water system. How is our water system?
Pleased to report, phenomenal. We have not been in this position. Can't articulate enough how much well 15 has really helped operationally in conjunction with the AMI meters. Couple highlights. So we did produce 11% more than we did in June for 2023. Even our service line leaks, now that we have completed some of these large projects, we're taking a little bit of a different approach towards service line leaks, especially ones in roadway, whereas we used to clamp and as we could kind of triage service line replacements. We've instructed on-call staff, anything in asphalt and or roadways, we have them calling them out and we're replacing those same week. So it's really beneficial. Chris found a new service puller that's been instrumental in allowing us to get our numbers even higher as we look kind of downward. For the fiscal year, we came very close to our goal. We did 130, bear in mind, we did have our pipeline project and our AMI take up the lion's share of the year. These guys did over 100 in 2 months. So those new pullers have really allowed us to accelerate that. We have sold 32 meters in the calendar year 2024, 56 last year, 86 in 22, and 95 in 21. We did get 30 of those services replaced in the month of June. If you notice our well 14 production, it's absolutely nothing. So we're at 0.08 acre foot for the year. That costs up to $11.90 an acre foot now, but luckily we're not having to utilize that.
It's on standby.
Exactly. It makes a great max day demand standby. Our non-revenue water loss, we're at 11.33% for the calendar year. We do have about 4 to 5 months of data for that. It's trending how we like to see it. It's popped up a little bit. We were in single digits for a couple months, but now summer's kind of here. So we're right around that 11.3 mark. Yeah. And again, just fundamentally it's changed operations. At any given time, we have 4 to 8 wells sitting standby. Those are smaller submersible wells, so I wish that sounded a lot more impressive. But it is great to have redundancy and backup. So if we did lose any assets, we do have stuff we can bring online to offset that, again, allowing us to be more efficient, and especially targeting those electrical efficiencies.
Yeah, submersibles are much less efficient than turbines, so not using them is gonna save some power.
That's about all I have, except water quality. So the EPA's changed, starting in 2026, we get to do the CCR twice a year. So July 1st, and then now we get to give an update December 1st. So we'll be seeing those. We did switch to the electronic delivery. It is available on our website, and we have some hard copies, a couple hundred of them in the office, in case anybody's interested. And now we get to give a mid-year review update, so to speak. Our second round of UCMR 5 is going to be coming up this year. And the lead copper service, I spoke with our sanitary engineer last week. There's no further action required by the district. We're completely in compliance on that. PFAS has been the talk of, it seems, the entire state. Again, our initial sampling and first rounds of UCMR, the district, I want to be very clear, has zero PFAS.
Nice to hear.
Interesting enough, so when you look at our travel blanks to capture background information, we also instructed our samplers, no lotions, no deodorants, no perfumes, no colognes. One in particular had up to 150% background noise, which means there was something in the air when that sample was taken for both PFAS and PFOS in particular. It's just interesting. Couldn't tell you what it was or how it came to be.
Something in the dust.
Something in the dust. But to have that heightened level, again, the water samples show absolutely zero. But there was something in the background atmosphere, because these bottles, you open them up for a few seconds, you cap
Right.
them.
Right.
Something floating around that happened to contain it. So
That's interesting, yeah.
When we're into the part per trillion,
Actually, that's a really good thing that happened, because it's a good reference.
yeah, it was different. I've only ever seen travel blanks come back with zero, and that was the first one I've ever seen that actually got some interference from something.
Hmm.
Somebody's
Wow.
air freshener upstream. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, no, it's somebody. Interesting.
So, but that's about all I have on number 5. Happy to answer any questions.
Do you have any questions or comments on the status of the system?
And again, I would just like to reiterate what a different position we were in operationally than we were last year, especially 2 years ago.
So do you have, I know the booster system's the same, but the well system obviously is relieved, has a relief. How about the work in the crews? Is there, can they be redirected because you're not constantly turning on and off different wells? And do you see some savings in that?
In the customer service department we have, as where it used to take 2 staff full-time, especially with the meter requirements.
Right.
It's not even quite one person full-time. So they're able to break off and help the crews, which is helping even more, allowing us to target service line replacements, and here shortly it'll be air vac flushing. Years prior, we were able to get to some of those air vac flushings. We got through about a third of the district. That's becoming quickly one of our priorities, is to flush every air vac in the system.
So the combination of the well, the new well plus the new meters you've been able to redirect staff to other areas. Excellent. That's what we want. Sounds good. Okay. If there's nothing else on item 5, we will move to item 6, which is Smithson Springs update.
The road into Smith and Springs has been fixed. We were able to utilize our equipment. We went in, cut the road again. CAL FIRE crews have become available. I know even with the wildfires, but they were out here today. We have them scheduled Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week, same next week. So we're hoping later on in the month or early August we'll get them up there to get all that vegetation taken care of. And other than that, not.
So do the CAL FIRE crews, do they do private and public work? It seems to me I remembered them at this golf course in Hesperia clearing out a bunch of stuff.
I can't answer on private, but public, you do have to take a course, sign a couple attestations. So private, I can't answer that question.
I mean,
can
like,
find
you know,
out from
people
one
who
of
have
the
property
captains.
up in the hills, up in the mountains there.
I'll find out for you.
Right, just curious. Yeah.
I'll ask the captains
Yeah.
when they're out tomorrow.
Okay.
But public agencies, absolutely. You just have to become one of their sponsors.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'd appreciate, get back to me on that. Thank you. Okay, Smithson Springs, good. State regulations update, item 7. Is there anything?
Yeah,
Today?
I wanted to briefly mention, the state has officially adopted the conservation orders that have been since 2018 when they passed those 2 bills. They finally have the regulations all in place, and they approved that beginning of this month.
So that's the final conservation regulations?
Yes.
So that was generated by what?
The 2 bills that were passed,
DWR generated the information, then it went back to the
well, it was originally triggered by the governor's,
conservation?
Yeah, the California Conservation Way of Life. They passed the 2 bills back then, and then it's just been a process of them formalizing all the regulations.
Yeah, and was it DWR personnel or somebody like that
No,
who
it was
wrote
state
it?
water boards.
State Water Board?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And that's it?
That's
That's it right
in
now.
case you get questions.
Thank you. Item 8, review of current projects.
All right, well number 17 is, again, 99% functional. We're waiting on our telemetry provider. They're finalizing their schedule, and they'll be out to finish programming. Well number 18, operations have been working with the general manager, identifying several properties of interest, and honing in several options that the district has on where to source the future well number 18. And then tank 6A. Next week, the public hearing for CEQA up there will be coming before the board. And yeah, happy to answer any questions on that one.
Do you have any questions or comments?
Nope, thank you.
Just a refresher for the public on the location of well 17?
17 or 18?
17.
17 is located up off of Desert Front and Highway 2 up on Buckwheat Road.
So it is a well that is in the top end of the district and feed the top tanks?
That is correct.
Okay. Thank you. Nothing on item 8. Staff reports, item 9. Anything further?
We have the manager's report on page 5.
Yep.
I believe we covered pretty much everything, unless there's anything committee would like to discuss.
No? Anything?
No?
Seems like everything's going pretty smoothly, which is good for a change. Okay, item 10, review of action items.
I don't have any prior action items.
And this meeting, we would have to find out if the CAL FIRE can be utilized for private and public.
That's it, I think, for
Yeah.
current. Setting agenda for the next meeting is, I guess, everything can stay on it. Oh, yeah, that's fine. So anything, I just was wondering if the Mojave adjudication judge had made any final judgments for the water year, as far as ramp down, ramp up, ramp sideways.
Yes. So we received notification. It is on my whiteboard. how about we bring that back as a action item? Because I don't want to misspeak on the percentages.
That's fine.
And the years.
That's fine. Then let's put that as an action item for the next meeting.
Sure, do you want just Oeste and Alto, or do you want all the basins?
Just West and Alto. That's what's most concerning to the district. Okay,
I do know for a fact that Alto was, is it 52 and a half?
Yes, they actually raised Alto, and Oeste, they held it the same.
good.
Alto has, Oeste is held at 50%, I believe, for the next 5 years?
Something like that, yeah, before they revisit again.
But I don't want to be quoted on
Yeah.
that.
Well, that's what
statistic.
we pressed them for.
And Alto was raised to 52 and a half when there's some further review, if I'm not mistaken, for
Yeah.
Alto. And we'll finalize that and bring that back. So no quotes on that data, but
That's,
I'm
at least it's
95% confident.
excellent hinting of news, so, yes, if you can bring that information back in full to the next meeting, that would be. And then, after we do that, I think we should have something to the full board about that finalized position to tell everybody what
We'd be happy
what
to
our
put
status
together a
is.
presentation.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. I can't think of anything else. Do you have anything else?
Nothing to add.
Okay. Is there any comment from the public? No?
There's no one online.
Okay. With that, we will adjourn at 4:40. Oh, well, the next meeting is
August 21st.
August 21st, same time, same channel. And with that, we will adjourn at 4:48. Thank you, everybody.